So I've got another project that I'm working on that I'm pulling all the rust off of. I'm using Evapo-Rust to get it clean. Now, not sponsored. I paid full retail on Amazon for Evapo-Rust, but it made me think. I mean, I've already got it out. What else needs to have all the rust taken off? And the answer is I have this Blacksmith sledge. It's a vertical peen. And it was almost free. I got it at one of the local architectural salvage places in their tool junk room, and I want to say I paid $4 or $5 for it. Anyway, it's just been sitting in my shop, and I just got a new Blacksmith hammer, and this will complement it nicely, as well as I'll be able to get some more use out of the Evapo-Rust. Now for handles, I've got this splitting maul handle that I've had in the garage for about a year, and what I'm gonna do is for a blacksmith's sledge, you don't like want to take a full overhead swing, not at my anvil anyway. So a lot of smiths use like 24, 20 inch. I mean, it really depends on how tall you are. I actually am cutting this to the top, so not to the head itself, but to the top. This is going to be 24.5 inches, and then to the top it's here. So you swing a blacksmith sledge like this, you know, cross body. It'll be the perfect length for me to swing. If somebody comes over that's 6'8" and powerfully built, well, they'll just have to choke up on it a little. Anyway. Let's get started with taking the rust off and rehandling. So we're going to use one of my wife's flower vases. Nobody tell her. Admit nothing. Nothing. After we're done, we'll wash it out with water, and it'll be completely safe for roses and buds and things. It's just absolutely the perfect shape for this the sledge head to go into. So let's get her filled, and we'll go from there. We'll let that cook for 24 hours or so and pull it out and see what we got. 24 hours later, and this kind of looks promising. This one little part of the peen that's sticking out, I got a little bit of rust on it, but let's pull it out, scrub it off, and see what we got. So got it all rinsed off, and the Evapo-Rust did a fairly good job. I mean, there's some bits and pieces, and of course major pitting that it didn't take off, and it didn't take off what looks like construction adhesive. Now one thing I found is that it's marked 14, and sure enough it weighs 14 pounds, and I can't quite decipher this mark yet. Now it does say made in the USA, but I need to see if I can get some more info on that mark. You can see from the way that the rust, the pitting, and the discolorization, it is differentially hardened. So the face and the peen are hardened differently than the body. So I'm going to go ahead and use a wire brush and clean this up, and then immediately get some axe wax on it to keep it from rusting again. I'm going to address the face a little more. It's got a couple of dings and chips out of it, as you can see there, but perfectly serviceable for a minimum 107-year-old hammer. The next job is to take the stickers and the polyurethane off the handle and take it back to the bare wood. I pulled all the old polyurethane crap finish off the handle, and now I need to fit it to the head, and I get to pull out all my handle making toys. Let's get to it. All right, let's wax her up. All right, handle is all waxed up, head's waxed, walnut wedge is in place. Wish it would have swollen just a little more, but she should be okay. And one blacksmith sledge complete. I couldn't figure out what this mark was, and so I put it out on Instagram, and one of my bowl turning spoon carving buddies actually figured out that it's an Atha tool company, and you can see the A and the horseshoe. I couldn't see it. I looked for 2 days and I couldn't see it, but she did because she's smarter than me, apparently. Anyway, Atha was in business from 1891, 1892 until 1913 when Stanley Tools bought them. And so this hammer, we're talking about this in 2020. So this hammer is at a minimum 107 years old, and it is now going back into service and back to a forge. I'm pretty proud of that. Just for comparison's sake, the Sledge and my 110-pound anvil. Oh, yeah, it's not a small sledge. Before pouring all of it back in the jug, I'm actually going to pour a little bit in the Schaller box. Somebody left a magazine in the back of the Jeep for a year, and it rusted a little. So let's clean that up too. All right, it was light rust. Let's pull her out and see how she did. Oh, awesome! Completely free and clear of rust. And I'm going to go ahead and put some blue on it after wiping it down with naphtha. Didn't blue it as much as it did kind of brown and case harden it, but yeah, a little oil on that, and she won't rust again.